Today's title is John chapter 18, verse 36. And let me read that to you. I've actually written that out in longhand. John chapter 18, the Gospel of John, the maverick of John. And this is the Manning Report. This is Trust the Lord or the Manning Report. This is the Manning Report. And Jesus answered and said, my kingdom is not of this world. This may be news to some of you. If my kingdom were of this world, then my servants fight, then would my servants fight, that I should not be delivered to the Jews. But now is my kingdom not from thence. In other words, Jesus is given an explanation of his going to the cross, and also he's given a cameo view of planet Earth. So if this world is not his kingdom, then Tribulation Trump is not his president. And neither was Barack Obama or George Bush or Bill Clinton or Ronald Reagan or Jimmy Carter or the other Bush one. And if this world is not God's kingdom, I'll have more to say about that as we move along. But I wanted to be able to read that to you because probably a lot of y'all in church have never been able to hear that. So I would think that we need to be mindful of the fact that the political kingdoms, who is at the head of the political kingdom, the religious kingdoms, they're all satanic in authority. This is Satan's kingdom. I have a word I want to share with you regarding coronavirus or COVID-19, where it is affecting people, where deaths are taking place, and the progeny of it and the meaning of it in the midst of the tribulation, which of course you don't have to agree with or understand. But the tribulation is an event prophesied by the Lord Jesus Christ, the one who's on the cross for all the Catholic churches, that there would be a mass killing of people through several mechanisms: earthquakes, wars, rumors of wars, famines, and pestilences. What I want to suggest to you is that the coronavirus is a weapon aimed at Japheth people. Now, Noah had three sons. One was Shem, who's the father of the Jews globally. The other is Ham, who is the father of the dark-skinned, kinky-haired people. You might call them Negroes or blacks or coloreds, and also Muslims, and the Asians. And then there's Japheth, who is the father of the Caucasian people, the people with yellow tops, blonde tops, and the people with a little melatonin in their skin. Japheth. That coronavirus is a weapon that God is using against Japheth people. Now, you've been hearing a lot of talk about how that Hamite people, black, colored, Negro, African-American people are dying disproportionately in larger numbers based on their actual percentage of populace in America and globally, or in other nations, that is, that they're dying disproportionately higher. That's not true. We'll come to why it's not true in just a moment. But what I want to say to you and demonstrate to you is that this is a weapon that God is using in the midst of the tribulation against Japheth in particular, and the ancillary deaths, of course, are many Hamite people, along with some Shemites as well. And let me tell you why this weapon of coronavirus is used against Japheth. You might call them white people. And this is not racist. Please don't, listen, mature. I'm not on anybody's side. I'm on the Lord's side. I'm not with black people, African-American, Negroes, colored. I'm not with white people, rednecks, liberals, whoever they are. I'm not with either of them. And I just assume slam one as slam the other, or tell the truth and bless one as bless the other. So when I tell the truth against white people, don't all of a sudden, because I got a black skin, consider it's a racist statement. Grow up, mature for once in your life. The reason why God is killing Japheth people is because, and he's starting here in the Northeast with New York, New Jersey, and out on the West Coast, because you can see a lot of deaths out in California. They've just discovered on yesterday that the first 2 deaths that happened on February the 6th and the 7th in a nursing home was a coronavirus death. That's before the nursing home deaths that took place in Kirkland and Washington, Kirkland Nursing Home up in Washington State. So here, let's just, you're going to see a ton of deaths in California as it moves westward, the coronavirus. It's going to sweep through the middle west, the middle of the country, red states as well. But let me get back to this other idea that this is something that God is doing to kill Japheth people. The reason why God is killing Japheth people is because, number one, of Obama. What Obama was effectively able to do. Now remember, we started this by saying this world is not God's kingdom. America does not belong to God. It belongs to the devil. John 18:36, Jesus himself said, America does not belong to him. America belongs to the devil, and the man who sits on the throne in America belongs to the devil, does the work of the devil. He was a son of Satan, Obama did. And what Obama effectively did was that he was able to destroy the last stronghold of the Bible that was, at some point, one would have thought was immutable, and that is to say, the gender. And the process by which life goes on, even the devil himself gathers his kingdom by male with female, man with woman, and they multiplying by having children. That was perhaps, you could argue Catholicism, you could argue Buddhism, you could argue the Bhagavad Gita, you could argue Islam, you could argue Jewish, you can argue the Jehovah's Witness or the Mormons, but the one constant that could not be argued globally, religiously, spiritually, or politically was that male was male, male was man, and woman was woman, and it took the 2 of them to make a child to be fruitful and to glorify God. Obama was able to destroy that. Now, there had been a lot of homosexuality going on before Obama, mind you, I know that, but nobody stood at the top of the mountain and started praising it and saying this is the will of God. It can't be the will of God. But Obama was able to get the religious order and the political order, convince them with his smooth talking and his silver tongue of Obama, was able to get the world to say this is the will of God. It's impossible to be the will of God for man with man and woman with woman. But he was able to destroy it, and that's gone. It's gone. Now, I'm giving you the reason why God's killing Japheth people, because they're the ones that put Obama up to it. And they're the ones that have been wanting to get this out of the closet for decades, if not millennials. The second the reason why God's killing Japheth people and killing more Japheth people and will kill more Japheth people than he will Hamites is because after Obama, the son of Satan comes the servant of Satan, Donald John Trump, and he's able to destroy the Constitution. He's able to destroy a document that was birthed out of biblical understanding and mainly birthed by Puritans and people of purist ideology, that all men are equal before God, not written in any other constitution or edict or parliamentary statement or any other document governing any other nation or even any other religion. Because when you first heard all men are equal before God, you thought it was in the Bible. No, it isn't. It's the Constitution. And Donald Trump was able to smash it, kick it, trash it, say he's above it, he's better than it, he's got better ideas than the Constitution, it doesn't apply to him, and on and on. And he's been able to destroy the Constitution, which was something that God saw as at least a defense of those that have been chosen by him. So you got these 2 reasons. So you got coronavirus deaths starting in the Northeast, and then they're gonna move through the West, like the Chicago fire, and then move to the West Coast where you're gonna see. And in the second phase of coronavirus deaths will happen in the Midwest. Arkansas, Mississippi, Texas, Louisiana, Oklahoma, Missouri, Kansas, Utah, South Dakota. All of those states will see per capita deaths as God's second phase of coronavirus takes place. Because what he is doing is God is killing, using coronavirus to kill people that have done those. They have destroyed those two entities. One is the Bible, And the last standing virtuous constant of the Bible, that a man is a man and a woman is a woman, that's been destroyed, that's been dissolved. But not just that is it happening, but you also find it happening in nations that promote the idea of Obama. We're talking about Germany, we're talking France, we're talking the United Kingdom, and we're talking Spain, where these ideas are put. And by the way, the United Kingdom, I do not believe that Boris Johnson had the coronavirus. I don't believe he had it. I don't believe that Boris Johnson, who's allegedly to be the Prime Minister of the UK, had coronavirus. I think he's such a demon that he thought he would fake that he had it, go in, and then fake that he had to go into the ICU, stay in there for a while, and then emerge on Easter Sunday morning, which is what he did, as being healed and saved. I think he's a liar. I don't believe it. I think he's just a faker. But I think the other thing is that we need to begin to understand is that if we're going to interpret this, is that the smoke screen they're throwing out there, and they're getting all these pinch-nosed niggers. I didn't say the N word for those of y'all algorithming me. Nigra. Nigra, pinch your nose, nigra. Look in the dictionary, you'll find, so it's a phrase that I coined some years ago. Putting all these pinch your nose nigras on television saying that disproportionately black people are dying, that greater than white people, that's not true. This coronavirus is not aimed at Hamite people. It's aimed at white people. It's aimed at the LGBT liberals, and it's aimed at the anti-God, anti-Bible, and anti-Constitution rednecks, so white people. I want to show you something. That the places where this virus is most deadly is in the Japheth nations. If you will notice that the nations with the largest amount of coronavirus deaths are Japheth nations, Germany. You don't get more Japheth or white than Germany. And they have 148,000, I suppose, diagnosed cases. Their deaths, I don't know the number of. France, you have 159,000 plus. Italy, another Japheth nation. Spain, another Japheth nation, a mixture of Japheth, of course, and Hamite. But then the largest number of coronavirus cases diagnosed globally and reported to date is the US of A, with 821,000 plus cases of diagnosed, and America is the biggest supporter of same-sex marriage. America is the biggest reporter of blasphemy, an abomination against the holy places of God, with man, with the LGBT crowd, where the devil is running amok. The devil has now got a power that really closes the Bible down, and Obama brought it to bear. And then the other part of why America is so important and critical to this coronavirus and God killing so many people in America, there'll be more people killed in America than any other place. And the reason being is because of Donald John Trump, who is Tribulation Trump, who is also getting people to downplay the equality of man before God through the preamble to the Constitution. So that's why you see more deaths, and you're going to see more deaths. But keep this in mind. They are blowing smoke. They're gaslighting you. They are bamboozling, hoodwinking you, making you think that more black people are dying. Listen, black people are just dying because they're dying. And even if they are diagnosed with coronavirus, there are many, many, many Japheth or white people that are not being reported as died with coronavirus. And the largest segment of where people are not being reported as being dying with coronavirus is in the Midwest. Now, at some point, it's going to break loose, and you're going to see more people dying in Ohio and Indiana and Mississippi and Arkansas, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Louisiana, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, South Dakota, Minnesota. You're going to see more people dying in those states than you could shake a stick at once the real reports are released. Let me show you something. I mean, I gave a statement on yesterday regarding God must really hate Japheth people. Again, do not go down the road that I'm a racist. Can you imagine me being a partner with Al Sharpton, standing with Al Sharpton's policies, or imagine me marching in the LGBT crowd or supporting or saying that, I support same-sex marriages, or even supporting abortions, killing babies in the womb. Do you imagine? You know doggone well I ain't going down that road. So don't say I'm a racist on this matter. Don't do that. I'm just telling the truth on white people, and you need the truth told on you. The best of my spiritual prayers have led me to the fact that God hates the Japheth man. That, and that's why he's killing him at the level he's killing him. But just not only that, but the reason why God, because no man with a reasonable level of intelligence, enough intelligence, to pass a blood test. A reasonable man with enough intelligence to know how to button up a shirt. A reasonable intelligent man who can apply for a driver's license. A reasonably intelligent man who knows the difference between Burger King and McDonald's would not follow Donald Trump. There ain't no damn way anybody who got enough sense to pass a blood test or button a shirt would follow Donald Trump unless you have been turned over to a reprobate mind and God hates your living guts. Let me show you something. There's a governor down in Georgia, right? His name is Kemp. Even Tribulation Trump himself said you got to show a 14-day trajectory of the coronavirus cases, the ones diagnosed and hospital deaths, admittances, and other, going down. This fool down there in Georgia got up yesterday or the other day and said he's going to open up Georgia because allegedly the deaths are being stymied or stayed or slowed or prevented by social distancing and people staying at home. He said he's going to open up Georgia, but guess who he said he's going to open it up to? I'm going to let you listen to this. You got to ask yourself, and this is the governor of a red state. This is the governor of Japheth people. You got to ask yourself, does God hate the white man that deeply to let a fool like this stand up and make such a ridiculous statement that he's going to open up Georgia against social distancing and the practices of the White House to people who do tattoos and massages? And listen to this fool from down there in Georgia, Mr. Engineer.
Given the favorable data, enhanced testing, and approval of our healthcare professionals, we will allow gyms, fitness centers, bowling alleys, body art studios, barbers, cosmetologists, hair designers, nail care artists, estheticians, their respective schools, and massage therapists to reopen their doors this Friday, April the 24th. Unlike other businesses, these entities have been unable to manage inventory, deal with payroll, and take care of administrative items while we shelter in place. This measure allows them to undertake baseline operations that most other businesses in the state have maintained since I issued the shelter-in-place order. This measure will apply statewide and will be the operational standard in all jurisdictions. This means local action cannot be taken that is more or less restrictive.
Parenthetically, and as an aside, I was thinking when I first heard this 2 days ago, massage parlors, tattoo shops, maybe all the representatives, the political representatives down in Georgia got a favorite whorehouse, got a favorite massage parlor, and they want to open up again. These boys don't know what to do. They don't want to have sex with their wives at home, and their daughters done turned 16, and she don't want to have sex with them no more either. You say, Pastor, man, that's a low blow. I ain't taking it back. And so they got to go to they want these massage parlors open up. So this fool opened up massage parlors and he camouflaged it with beauty salons, nail salons, esthetician. What's an esthetician? I don't even know what that is. I'm supposed to know everything. And tattoo shops. That's on the governor's radar. Let's get back to beyond the parenthetical. God, and I am not racist. Trust me. This is not a racist statement. I'm just being the quintessential James David Manning, the same way I was against Obama, and the same way I was against the pensioners Negro. But it appears and it is obvious, number one, that God is killing Japheth people more so than anybody else, and he's killing Japheth people. You don't see that many people dying in Africa or now South America, or in the land without winter, the land with summer, down in Haiti or down in Jamaica or across the Caribbean. You don't see that going on down there. And the people that are dying down there are Japheth people that have come in and running slave and colonizing camps down there in the Caribbean. So God is against, and the thing I think needs to be clear about this is the reason why he's doing it. And they're throwing up that smoke screen that listen, black folk die from diabetes, they die from, all kinds of reasons. Poor health, poor diet, homelessness, sleeping on the street, just giving up, going to the wrong church. Black folk are dying, and they're going to keep on dying. But it is because of coronavirus. Now, and the thing that I think that we have to, whether you believe me that I'm anti-racist on this matter, I'm just being an equal opportunity slammer, is that what you do, perhaps, and will admit, is that this is God killing these people. This is God's coronavirus. This is Almighty God, because He can choose to say, ain't nobody gonna die, and there won't be no more deaths in the morning. No, God, His name is Jesus, is killing these people. And I've pointed out to you the reason that's got God so disturbed. The same way He killed people in Sodom and Gomorrah. He got Lot out of there before He started killing the LGBT crowd in Sodom and Gomorrah. And then you can hate me for that. But it doesn't, I would think that people with a logical, people with some sort of a basic education, people who have enough sense to know how to button up a shirt would know this is just the truth. You just don't want to hear from a messenger that's got a black face or a brown face or a mahogany face. Truth being told, I got a chestnut brown face. Anyway, I'm James David Manning, everybody. I'm the Lord's servant. This is a bit of a news blog we do, looking at spiritual wickedness in high places for the most part, making some observations about it and giving people a biblical foundation to the way of interpreting, rather than have Sean Hannity or Laura Ingraham or Janine Pirro or Anderson Cooper or Rachel Maddow or Don Lemon, Rush Limbaugh interpret what's going on in the world. You come to me and I'll tell you based on what the Word of God says. They'll just give you their worldly, sinful view. But the Manning Report will tell you what God has said, whether to say yea or nay, whether to go or to stay. You'll be led by the word of Almighty God. Come to the Manning Report on a daily basis to interpret the spiritual wickedness in high places, because there's plenty of it that's going on. And so I'm the Lord's servant, James David Righteous Rebel Manning, and I'm here to serve you with news and information.